Hello again guys, it's your boy Jay back with another what if video. This is what if Naruto created the Akatsuki part 4. So let's get straight into the video. So I'm not gonna have a flashback on this, I'm just gonna jump right in. So the two tails had been captured, and they'd extracted the biju from the girl, who is Yujito. They'd extracted the tailed beast. So right now I think it's Idan and Kakuzu who are like transporting the tutors, the Injuriki, like to the rain village at this point. So a week later they arrive, at the rain village. As Yujiro then wakes up an hour later, as she sees a strange man, who is Naruto. Naruto is chilling there. Naruto then says, "Oh, so you're finally awake." Naruto says to her. Yuji then nods at him and says, "Finally awake, where am I?" Naruto says, "Oh, you're in the rain village." He then says, "So you're the one who's associated with the people who are hunting people like me down," she says. Which knows then nodded and said, "Yes, I'm the one who is with these people. I created the group for that very purpose." That is good. So they continue talking for over an hour, as Naruto manages to convince Yuji to join his cause. So Yuji is now part of Naruto's village because of the treatment Yuji was receiving from her own village. Because in my term, Yujito, Killer B was favored much more than Yujito. So yeah. So the rest of the tailed beasts have been captured at this point, which is only leaving the 8 tails Killer B. Was like the Raikage saw, with the increasing of number of disappearing tailed beasts, he was now afraid of for his brother. That his brother might just get captured and killed. So all members of the Akatsuki are still alive. No one is dead yet, but they are soon to die, most of them, for the greater peace. So sorry about that. We go to Sasuke's perspective. Sasuke, has been training these whole 3 years. He's been training a lot, trying to understand the Sharingan much more. So each time, he unlocks a Sharingan ability, he masters it, fast. So Orochimaru, his body began to start to fail him. So he increased Sasuke's training. So he can take over Sasuke's body. But that's not how it's gonna happen. So Sasuke is done with his training as he's like going to lie down. But Orochimaru believes Sasuke is gonna go to sleep, but Sasuke is awake. Sasuke then turns to his curse mark as he starts messing with it a bit, sealing away some certain elements of the curse mark. Sasuke has been studying the mechanics of the curse mark so he can understand it better. So he managed to seal away Orochimaru's influence on it, so Orochimaru cannot influence Sasuke anymore. So Orochimaru and Kabuto then went into Sasuke's room as they thought like Sasuke was sleeping. So Orochimaru then went through Hansa and says, "Life transfer," he says. So Orochimaru then went into Sasuke's curse mark, as he then went into Sasuke's mindscape. As he arrived into Sasuke's mindscape, he saw Sasuke awake and looking at him and said, "So you finally decided to take over my body," Sasuke says. Orochimaru then says, "Yes, I'm finally decided to take your body, Sasuke," with that pedo voice of his. So Sasuke then says, "Amaterasu," as Orochimaru's soul starts to burn. Orochimaru is screaming, running around, in the real world. Like Orochimaru's body is like growing red, and it's like it's burning itself. After a couple of minutes, Orochimaru is dead. Sasuke then wakes up and says, "Huh, you thought you could take over my body? Foolish mistake," Sasuke says to himself. Sasuke then goes and stabs Kabuto into the heart, killing Kabuto there and then. So Kabuto is not really relevant at this point. Not that I see that he was. So Sasuke then heads out of Orochimaru's base as he wants to build his team. So Sasuke then goes and he finds Karin, then he finds Rigetsu, then he finds Jugo. Yeah, I think that was his team. So with Naruto is currently planning on how to get the eight tails. He knows like it's on an island, but the island is heavily protected at this point, because the tailed beasts are disappearing. So, the Reka get to put like around 3,000 be there to protect the eight tails. But Naruto's gonna find a way to just like burst through and get what he wants. Cause yeah. So Sasuke has finished gathering his team as he's looking for Itachi. Suddenly Sasuke sees a crow with the Sharingan in its eye. Sasuke then activates his Mangekyo as he looks into the crow's eye. The crow, then like puts Sasuke in a small genjutsu which shows him, an old Uchiha compound. Which Sasuke then says, huh, so you're finally to show yourself, Sasuke says. So, Sasuke starts traveling to Itachi's location with Itachi. Itachi, is like really sick. He's like at the kind of point he just wants to die. I really hate cutting Itachi out of this, but I have to do what I have to do. So, 2 days later, Sasuke arrives at the compound. Because, he's Sasuke and revenge first. Sasuke arrived at the compound. As he went inside, he saw Itachi sitting on the throne, just chilling there. So Sasuke then charges at Chidori, tries like to rush at Itachi and stab him. So as he stabs the Itachi which is at the throne, it turns into crows. Sasuke then activates his Mangekyo Sharingan, cancelling out the Genjutsu. Which Sasuke then sees Itachi right in front of him. Itachi then forms his Susanoo arm and smacks Sasuke away. So Sasuke deciding not to even waste time with this, get serious into the battle. He like first fight his brother and ask questions later. So yeah, it's gonna benefit him. So Sasuke and Itachi start clashing. Sasuke is using the power of the curse mark. Itachi, is like increasingly slowing down because the disease is taking a toll on his body. So the more Itachi continues to use the Susanoo, the more at a disadvantage he will be at. So the fight then prolonged for around 30 minutes, as Itachi was on his knees. Sasuke was standing up. Sasuke then went and stabbed Itachi with the Chidori in the lung, which like started to cause breathing problems for Itachi. Sasuke then asked his brother why he did it, as Itachi then tells Sasuke the real reason, the Uchiha coup, and why he is going to take over the village. So Sasuke then gets angered by this, he's killing his brother for nothing. It was an order of the Hidden Leaf village, so he has to destroy the leaf. So Itachi then tells Sasuke to take his eyes, as Itachi then dies. Sasuke thinking about things through, decides like to go and destroy the Hidden Leaf village, or become an ally of it, or just take it over. So Sasuke then decided, to head over to the Leaf village, because he was already in Fire Country, so it just took him a few hours to arrive at the Leaf village. At Konoha Gates, Sasuke and Team Taka arrived at Konoha Gates, is Kuroitetsu and Izuma were there, just doing the usual guard duty, just chilling there. So, with Naruto is talking to Kurami about the plans, as the 8 years is only left, so she can get back her full power. So Naruto is just finishing talking with Kurami as Conan enters the building. Naruto then stands up and hugs Conan, as Conan then kisses Naruto on the lips. I'm so tired shit. So after that, Naruto and Conan, indulge in a thriving session just for a few hours though, and then they cancel out. So Nathan says, so Conan, are you ready for us to begin the next phase of the plan to bring true peace? Conan then nods to Naruto. As Naruto and Conan head over to the Shinobi Council. Like their Shinobi Council. As Nathan then says, so the plan is almost into effect. The Rain Village is gonna be ruling over the rest of the elemental nations. and the rest of the elemental nations can say nothing without their chakra. They're powerless. Naruto says. So the elders of the Rain Village nod because they don't want to fuck with Naruto because he's extremely powerful. With Sasuke. Sasuke's arrived at the Renli village. As he enters inside. He then goes straight to the Kage office. As he says he killed Itachi and Orochimaru in Kabuto. Which Sasuke then gets a probation for a few months until he be put in the shinobi roster. It's the same as Sasuke's other friends. And Karin is soon to go to Naruto's side, so yeah. So after chilling there for a bit, Sasuke then sees Kakashi. Kakashi wants to test Sasuke and his capability. He says, Sasuke and Itachi fight. Unknown to them, they're being spied on by Shadow Clone of Naruto. Naruto then says, huh, so he's finally gone there. Naruto then starts to himself, he's really disappointed in Sasuke's skills. He thought Sasuke would match him up to his level, but it seems that Sasuke can match up to Naruto's level. So after all these things have been happening, tension around the elemental nations has been growing. Nations do no longer trust each other, they fear one another, especially the Rain Village. So Onoki is the leader of the Stone Village, calls the other villages, Konoha, Asuna, and Kumo to a meeting, cause Q is in an alliance with Naruto. And Naruto kind of filled me in on the plan. I'll get into a flashback of that a bit later on. So all four leaders of these villages, they're there discussing. They're talking about Naruto being a threat, and how some of Jiraiya's spies have linked Naruto to the Akatsuki. So now they're thinking that Naruto is the one, he's taking their child peace. So eventually they decide to make an alliance, their own Shinobi alliance, which will help them, go and crush Naruto and take the child pieces back and burn his village down. Because that Chikage is kind of a dick. He doesn't like people being powerful than him, from what I saw. So I think guys, I'm gonna end this video. I know it's really short, but yeah, decided to end it here. Guys, do you like crossover what is? Because I'm thinking of making what if Naruto was sent to the Marvel dimension and changes a lot of the events there. So please tell me if you like that idea. So peace out, guys.